Hello again and welcome to the Eye of Gnosis Tarot channel. My name is Ewan and we continue our tarot tutorial series through the Thoth Tarot deck today with the Two of Wands. Now if you want to skip straight ahead to the Divinatory Interpretations, there's a timestamp in the description, but I do highly recommend that you do at least listen to the symbolism and description of the card at least once before doing that, to give it a bit of context. A lot of tarot reading is to do with linking different cards together, and sometimes that can be very hard if we just know the narrow definitions of the card. When we see how it relates to other cards, it makes it a lot more intuitive, the understanding of the card and the context within the reading. So, without further ado, let us go straight into the Two of Wands, the second card in the entire tarot deck. So, as we can see, we have two fiery doges crossed at the heart of a pearlescent sky speckled with pink. 6 narrow flames twist in a 6-pointed star, framing the doges, and these doges are topped with little horses' heads and demon faces. And at the bottom here we see the Kundalini snakes. Above we have the astrological symbol for Mars, and down here we have the astrological symbol for Aries, showing us the placement within this card. And that's something to note. The aces of the tarot do not have astrological placements. The rest of the Minor Arcana do. And when we get to the court cards, they're a little bit different, and we'll go through that on the what's called the Decan Wheel, which is essentially the astrological cycle of the year. But for now, it is simply enough to know that each of the Minor Arcana, minus the aces, has an astrological attribution. As we go through the cards, you will see why they have an astrological attribution. So, whilst the ace is the spark that sets creation in motion, the 2 is the realization of that spark. The this to the that. The duality that results from nothing and one. From the moment the ace is born from nothing, 2 immediately comes into being. The 2s are the Sephira of Chokmah, the concept of knowledge, born from the observation of the one. If the Ace of Wands is the potential of energy or consciousness, then the Two of Wands is the realization of that potential. Now we have a subject and an object. Energy can manifest infinitum. Thus, the Two of Wands is the gateway to infinity, and it is for this reason it is appropriately called dominion, for it is the realization of the whole of creation. The doges we see in this card embody this notion. Now, the doges is a Vedic and Buddhist symbol for divine lightning. They are the thunderbolts of Indra, who is the king of the gods and the storm deity within Vedic traditions. He is synonymous with Zeus, Amun, and Yahweh. However, it is important to note that this card is not Indra, despite having his emblem. The doges, so energy, consciousness, they pre-exist the identified concept of Indra. So this is almost like the germ of Indra. And if we go far back enough from this identified concept of dominion, so we could see Indra as kind of like the ego. If we kept going back in time, maybe not time, back along the energy stream of consciousness, we'd come to a very primordial concept. And this primordial concept is the origin of Indra, and that is, in Vedic traditions at least, the concept of Vishnu. and this is especially and particularly Vishnu in his Narayana form. So the Narayana form is the manifestation of consciousness and the ultimate reality. Lying on the cosmic ocean of creation, Narayana in turn manifests reality. So in Hindu Vedic mythology, Narayana dreams, manifests all potential realities as he sleeps on the cosmic waters of creation with his consort Mahalakshmi, who is an element of the divine feminine, so Shakti, and that is pure energy. Note that the thunderbolt is both a creative and a destructive symbol, and every created reality is equally destroyed, just like a dream. So now we can see where this relates to Narayana, in that when consciousness dreams a reality and that potential comes into existence, and as soon as that dream becomes a dream, when our universe exists, we have the Two of Wands. In the background we see these 6 twisting flames. Now 6 is the number of the astrological sun, and also the 6th chakra, which is the third eye chakra. This third eye is also the eye of Shiva, which opens and ends each universe born from Narayana's dreams. Mars in Aries emphasizes the doing nature of the Two of Wands, so the divine masculine. So masculinity is about doing, as opposed to femininity, which is about being. And this is not about gender. These are universal concepts. Gender is just an imperfect reflection of these universal concepts, and that's why we as humans can be many different genders, many different sexual preferences and identities, because we just reflect these two giant universal concepts, and they live within. They both live within us. Aries is also the infant of the zodiac, so this also symbolises beginnings, and Mars rules Aries, so this is pure Aries energy. This is the beginning of the year, and the beginning of the tarot. Now you might say, well, wasn't the Ace of Wands the beginning of the tarot? But if you remember at the beginning, what we said here in the Two of Wands is, as soon as the Ace of Wands exists, so does the Two of Wands. The two cannot exist without the other. This is the yin, the yang, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Although I think a bit more nuance here is that both the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands are both masculine, and then the line that joins 1 to 2 is the divine feminine, the being part. So these two cards are doing, and the line between them is the divine feminine. So now we'll move on to the divinatory interpretations of this card. In divination, the Two of Wands primarily represents the manifested will, or energy, of any given situation, question, and or direction. It is shamelessness, power, creativity, the will to conquer, and the realization of potential. The Two of Wands shows us the power of energy when given direction, and that power is manifest in the infinite possibilities we can direct that energy. Mars in Aries is perhaps the most fiery aspect of the zodiac, and like a ram in spring, it is full of vigour and energy, but also obstinacy and brashness. When well dignified, the Two of Wands can represent, or point towards, courage, active decisions, willpower, creative will, and determination. When ill dignified, this card can represent indecisive actions, vengeance, restlessness, destructive will, and an energy directed towards perhaps selfish means. The key word is of course dominion, and this is dominion over both harmony and disharmony, and dominion over the will and the will to dominate. The Two of Wands is thus very Nietzschean in quality, and it is through wisdom and compassion that we determine whether this will to power is in harmony or disharmony with the environment and ourselves. So that has been the Two of Wands, and thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any more card tutorials, as well as tarot readings for all signs, and also some tutorials about how to read tarot, different tarot spreads. So thank you again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world, and may peace be with you all. Farewell.